Okay, here we go again. Greetings and salutations. This is Tech Plays here, back with Resident Evil 9. And I am pissed. I'll explain why. I am pissed. I just spent 15 minutes commentating on this video. First of all, my throat's getting dry because of it. I didn't stop to drink or anything. I was like doing 15 minutes of consistent commentary just to find out I had my mic muted. So if there's anything that, if it feels like there was anything I should have talked about that I didn't talk about, that's why, because I'm probably not going to remember to repeat it. So, yeah, sorry. Show must go on, I guess. Honestly, what I normally do when that happens, I'll usually just step away from the video and do a commentary another day. But I've already, like, explained why this time is different. Why I want to, like, get these done as soon as possible. Makes it worse because it's hot as hell outside and I have my AC off. I had to keep it off the entire time I'm doing commentary. So I've had my AC off for like 18 minutes straight now. And I'm going to have it off for another 33 minutes. You see the problem here, right? I'm a big dude. I'm a big dude. I live in Georgia, where the humidity is horrible in the summer.
Kennedy, reporting for duty.
It is hot as it is the middle of July. It is hot as hell outside, and I have to keep my AC off for a total. Let's do the math here. It was 18 plus 33. I have to keep my AC off for a total of 51 minutes. You see the problem. I'm gonna be suffering in this video, just to let you know. If I start sounding like, if I start complaining and shit, sound like I'm in a bad mood, that's probably why. It won't be because I had to redo the commentary. It'll be because it'll be hot as hell. And I get in a bad mood when I'm hot as hell. So just a heads up. If I sound angry later on in this video, that'll be why. Part of me kind of wishes, like, I think I jumped the gun on, like, doing this Let's Play a little too fast. And what I mean here is, part of me wishes I would have, like, did one of my better runs to the game. Like, did a replay run where I was doing really good as a Let's Play. Kind of like I did RE2 Remake. Maybe I'll do a live stream doing that in the future. I want an excuse to do live streams at some point. I don't do live streams for my regular Let's Plays, because I can't keep that up for an entire Let's Play. But usually replays of a game are a lot shorter than my original Let's Plays. So I might do that. I might do like a replay of this game for a live stream at some point. We'll see. We'll see.
Rest easy, officer.
I think another issue I have with doing like my first run of Resident Evil games, this is kind of an issue I also had with my Resident Evil Village Let's Play, because it was also a first run. I go too slow during first runs, just because I'm trying to prepare for anything. Like, you'll notice there are times I'm walking where I don't need to walk. I could just keep running and I'd be fine. But I don't do that. So yeah, I do feel like maybe I jumped the gun. Maybe I should have did a replay as the Let's Play. I did platinum this game. I have said that. I have also beaten it on Insanity. I also have the speedrun trophy. I have everything for it. I beat it. I even did the puzzle. Which, let me tell you, the puzzle's not hard once you know the speedrunning strats. You know the puzzle I'm talking about if you looked into this game enough. You know exactly what puzzle I'm talking about. But the puzzle's not that hard once you know the speedrunning strats. I know some people were upset when this game took, like, the remake versions of Raccoon City into mind. And, like, Look, I get it. You don't want the original maps to be retconned. I feel like it's not exactly retconned. At least not in the case of RE2. RE3 remake, I could see the argument for that. I can definitely see the argument with that. I'm a little annoyed that they retconned the original Explosion 2. I'm a little annoyed at that, I'll admit. I do think it's a retcon that works a little bit, since outside of that cinematic, they never really confirmed that it blew up, completely disintegrated the entire city. So for all we know, it could have just been a bomb that damaged rather than disintegrated. But that's me giving them the benefit of the doubt. With RE2 remake in its original, I've seen cutscenes of the original RE2. The story beats are not that different. Let's be real here. They're not that different. If you go the canon route of the original, which was Claire A, Leon B, I still vouch for that in the remake. I'm sorry. I know there are people who are like, Requiem and 94 show scenes of Marvin giving Leon the knife, but like, fam, no. That might work for like games after the RE2 remake, but for RE2 remake itself, to me it makes more sense if Claire's the first scenario because of a few reasons. One, when Claire gets to that one room with the jewelry box, a liquor breaks through the glass. When Leon gets there, the glass is already broken. That's the first part. When Claire goes down the ladder to put out the fire, the ladder doesn't break. And it's still there. When Leon goes down, it breaks. If Claire had come in after Leon, that ladder wouldn't have been there. Claire would have had to drop. Number 3, the difficulty progression. Claire's playthrough is slightly easier than Leon's and has a more satisfying difficulty progression because by the end of her scenario in the remake, her and Leon's scenarios are on par with each other difficulty-wise. But at the beginning of her scenario, it's easier than Leon's beginning. So it feels like if you were playing for difficulty progression, it'd feel more natural doing Claire first than Leon. Just my take. There is another headcanon that someone gave, and I kind of like this one. Someone gave a headcanon that they think the canon version of the remake, sees Leon and Claire go through everything together. Or kind of sees them going through, or kind of sees, well, not that. They see, like, it wasn't that. The headcanon was that parts of the game follow Claire A, Leon B, and parts of it follow Leon A, Claire B for the remake. And I kind of like that theory because it makes the most sense. Because the earlier parts of the game, it feels like Claire gets the areas before Leon. But then in like the middle area of the game, it feels like Leon gets the spots before Claire, before the end comes around where it feels like Claire makes it to areas before Leon again. Because, you know, Claire starts to train, tells Leon about it. When Leon gets the message about the train, he's still not out yet. He still has to go down a path and fight Mr. X and all that. So Leon is canonically, at that point, behind Claire again. So it kind of just seems like it goes back and forth. And I think that's a good theory. I like that theory. I like the theory that it goes back and forth. Sometimes it's Claire A, Leon B. Sometimes it's Leon A, Claire B. But that's just me. The reason I like that theory is because it's the only one that makes the canon of Leon meeting Marvin make sense in later games, while still making sense of everything, of all the details that come in RE2 Remake. What I think happens is I think both Claire and Leon get to meet Marvin. Both their A scenarios are canon in that aspect of the game. Claire makes it to the ladder outside before Leon to put out the fire. That's canon. Claire makes it to the room to get the jewelry box before Leon. That's canon. Leon makes it to the sewers before Claire. And out of the RPD before Claire. That's canon. Claire makes it to the train station before Leon starts evacuating completely. Or before Leon continues evacuating. Meaning she's ahead. That's canon. Claire waits for Leon at the train while Leon goes through the last little path he has to go through, fights Mr. X, and goes down the lift. That's canon. That's the way the series of events can make sense, because otherwise it don't. And yeah, this does like poke some messiness in the remake. Honestly, it kind of does. But it's the only way that makes sense, right? Because honestly, to me, it's like that's the way you have to interpret it to make both the events in the remake itself and the events of RE4 remake and Requiem make sense. Because otherwise, say if you went with the Leon A, Claire B is canon option, right? Then there would be some holes in the RE2 remake itself where it doesn't make sense, because there would be some parts where, well, this if Leon breaks this ladder, how come it's still there when Claire gets there? If Leon gets in this room first, why is the glass already broken, but when Claire gets there, it's not broken yet, and the liquor breaks it? Why does Claire get to the train before Leon? You see what I mean? Like, this shit doesn't make sense. Like, the B scenario is supposed to be falling behind. But for most of Claire's scenarios, whether you play her in A and B, it feels like she's ahead at certain points, right? The only exception being the middle point of the game, starting like when Leon leaves the RPD and ending when they get to the lab. Because it seems like when they get to the lab, Claire's back in the lead again. But when they leave the RPD, Leon's in the lead for like a third of the game. It's kind of what it feels like. And then like at the very start of the game, it feels like they're kind of close by each other because they both meet Marvin.
Time to crack open that shutter.
That's the only way it can all like connect and make sense. Because otherwise, if you went with the Claire A. Leon B thing, then some things in Requiem and RE4 remake don't make sense. You get what I mean? I like the theory that some parts of both versions of the scenarios are canon, because it's the only way you can make sense of it all. Because the only way it works is, it doesn't matter who gets to the RPD first. It doesn't matter. Like, that part doesn't matter in canon because they both meet Marvin anyway. It doesn't matter who goes in the RPD first. So, we'll just say at the start of the game, we'll say Leon enters first. And then Claire comes in like 10, 15 minutes later. They both meet Marvin. Then Claire gets ahead by the time you get to the latter portion to put out the fire. And she stays ahead until you leave the RPD. And then Leon gets ahead until you get to the lab, and then Claire gets back in the lead. That's the only way, like, it kind of makes sense, right? But hey, that might be me just trying to put too much. That's me trying to make too much sense of the lore, right? Lore and gameplay, actually. But I'm gonna have to go silent in a moment because we are about to get cutscene. Yes, sir. We're gonna get a cutscene.
Covert military units from every country on Earth come to Raccoon City for one purpose. To find Elpis.
What is Elpis?
The power to upset the military balance of the world. The last virus, created by Spencer. Designed to control human consciousness.
Mind control?
They couldn't let it be stolen. So they launched the missile strike to hide it.
To hide a virus. Why do something so extreme?
Extreme? Is it? When the president tried to investigate, they had him assassinated. And you are the key to retrieving Elpis.
Emily.
In a way. But not the girl you met. So many attempts. So many failures. Such a waste.
What do you mean?
Copies. Crafted to duplicate you. All useless. All scrapped. They each have their own sad story.
Oh my God! We need to do something. I called security, but nobody answered. They are out of control.
Doctor, we can't contain them.
Sedate them now! Are you kidding me? Get out of my way!
Hey, are you awake? What?
And here we are. This is the part. Look, I have a hot take here. Kind of a hot take, it seems like. Because I've seen people bitch and moan about this part of the game. Fam, this part of the game is so short on replays. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I still think Rinwood, the Rinwood Hotel, is the worst part of the game. Because you can't speed that up. You could speed this up on replays. Quite a bit, actually. So for the people that are like, oh, this is the worst part of the game, you make the game through a whole lot of replays. Well, fuck you. Rinwood's way worse than that. Because unlike past RE games where if you already know where something is, you can't progress in Rinwood until you get the flashback set. Which means you have to do every step in Rinwood every damn time. Yeah, you have to do that here too, but you can speed it up if you're smart enough. What do I mean by that? Well, there's like 2 or 3 different speed strats you can do here that speed the section up. Rinwood has none of those. I rest my case. Maybe the other reason is because people don't like the hide-and-seek horror game formula. I usually hate it. I think Resident Evil does it fine enough because it's usually in small segments. I do think the segments with the girl are way better than this one, but this one or the other ones in past games, but still. I think Resident Evil does hide-and-seek segments better than entire hide-and-seek horror games do them. Because I've already said before, I think like Outlast is the only good game that's fully all hide-and-seek. Never beat Outlast, mainly because that kind of game's not for me, but I can give it props because I can see where like the game's good and shit. I can see where like they really try with the level design and all that. It's like it's a really good game, just not for me. I had to go silent for a second because I had to sneeze. If you hear a vibration, that's my phone charging. My port's kind of like been weird for months. I had to set my phone completely still to charge it, and if I touch it, like the charger will just vroom, like it'll act like I'm trying to unplug it or something, or plugging it back in.
Please, someone help me.
Yeah, it's weird. Don't ask me why. It's just weird. Anyway, let's go already. It is really slow this first time, but that's because I didn't know what I was doing. You gotta keep in mind, I think the entire second... I'm trying to think, when did this game start being a blind playthrough for me? Because I did watch other people play this game before, but the first few hours I kind of remembered well, and then like... I want to say it's once you get to the basement, it was mostly a blind playthrough for me. The basement section. Basement section's still my favorite section of the game, by the way. I will die on that hill. I think it's the most well-designed stalker enemy location in modern RE history. Sorry, Mr. Hex, you have been replaced. The girl in the basement is fucking horrifying. Even when I was doing like speed runs and all that shit. I did a speed run on casual mode. She still scared the shit out of me at times. Like, fam, Mr. X still like makes me feel tense sometimes, but he don't scare me like that anymore. The girl in RE9, fam, she can scare your ass. Not in her initial section. She's not that scary there because she's like heavily scripted. She's still got a few scripted moments in the basement. Don't get me wrong. And those moments aren't that scary. It's more when she's actively stalking and then you see her find you. That's when it gets scary. Because she does actively stalk in the basement. Which is what makes her better than like the baby monster from RE Village or Jack Baker from RE7. Because they mostly showed up in scripted moments. You rarely found them outside of that. You could find Jack outside of that, similar to the girl from RE9. You could find them outside of the scripted moments, especially if you weren't able to lose him. But I don't know. Jack is a little scary, don't get me wrong, especially because of how fast he can move. But hell. Where am I supposed to go? Oh, they're gone. Epic. Okay, I'll admit this. Now I know the trick here. I know to go back and to come back. But first time I did this by accident. In this run, it was actually an accident because I kind of went... Okay, they're there, so I can't go that way. I go back, and I realize there's nowhere else to go, and I'm just like, where do I go? Come back in here. They're gone. We hold the key to victory, my friends. We hold the key to victory. Uh-oh.
Can't let them find me.
Fuck it. You dropped the key too? Oh boy, I gotta talk to you about this.
What do I do? What do I do?
Oh no. If I don't tell you this is a blind run, nothing will. Because fuck it out. I know the tricks to this section now, which makes it way shorter, way easier, but clearly this was my first run. And clearly I didn't remember anything I saw from other people playing it, so you gotta bear with me here.
What do I do? What do I do?
We're gonna hide here, we're gonna hide here. Bitch, I ain't coming out till they gone. I ain't coming out till they gone. These things creepy as hell too. Like they genuinely did scare me the first time. I am gonna cap. That's why you saw me panicking that first time, because I was like, holy fuck, what do I do? I was literally panicking. Then I saw this hiding spot on respawn, and I was like, okay, we just hide here. And I was like, I'm not coming out until they leave. These things creepy as fuck, man. Get them out of here. Yeah, that's right. Turn your ass around. Creepy ass Children of the Corn wannabe head ass. Sorry. Fucking damn, that's the only like horror thing I know that involves children. Can't think of like anything else. I don't know. I don't watch a lot of horror movies. I've only seen like a couple, and I don't really care for them. They don't scare me the same way horror games do. I think I've already like talked about them in the past. Like horror movies kind of feel really predictable for me, whereas like in horror games, it's kind of like you have to experience the horror for yourself, even if you're playing as a character, not as yourself. You still have to kind of experience it for yourself, so it's a lot scarier. Like even if you see something coming, right? That something could still be scary.
Where am I?
Whereas in a horror movie, it's like, I see it coming, it can't hurt me, so it's not scary. Moving on. You get my point. My question is, where the fuck was this in RE2 remake? Where was this? Because when we went down that latch in RE2 remake, it went to a little sewer area where Sherry was, and Mr. X followed us down. So then where was all this? That is something I am questioning a little bit. Like, where was all this? A lot of coffins down here. Why y'all got all these coffins down here? What do I do? Oh, there was a button prompt. Pull this out. Is there... Again, another thing I know to do on replay. I'm just trying to play up my initial reaction to this stuff. If you ever hear me say, like, what do I do here, or what the fuck, or anything like that, it's not me not knowing it's coming at the time of doing the commentary. It's me playing up my initial reaction so you know what I was thinking. Good thing that conveniently placed mattress was there. Ooh, we gotta be careful now. Run! Run, Chloe, run! Run, Chloe! I was about to say I think that's her name, but then it said it in the subtitles. Needed no confirmation for that. Run, Chloe, run! You can do this, Chloe! We're almost done here. We're almost done. We got this. I know I said I was gonna do like the next video after this. I might stop today. I might stop after this, mainly just cause like kind of wasted energy on 15 minutes of commentary. I didn't even get to post, and it's getting really hot in here. So I might stop after this. Do parts 17 and 19 another day. Or not 17 and 19, 18 and 19. Because I was gonna do part 18 today. Then end it off and do part 19 and 20 another day, but we might just call it after this. Mainly because with this video done, I'll at least have like the first 2 weeks of these videos ready. Because the first week we'll just have part 15. Second week we'll have 16, 17, so. All that good shit. Sorry, Past Me is reading this. If y'all want to read it with Past Me, go ahead. I'm not reading it here. I've already explained why I don't read shit like in my commentary in the past, because Sure Factory shrinks the gameplay screen to like a fourth of my total screen, and I can't read the words that well when it does that. So yeah, you're just gonna have to bear with it. Bear with it. I am growing impatient though, because I need my fucking Past Me. Why would you spend so much time in here? I need my AC on, man. I'm fucking dying over here. This is what I meant by like, if you start hearing me complain, get annoyed, it'll be because of this. Oh, did we not even play the cutscene that ends off this section of the video? There's not enough time for it left. Yeah. So I guess we're ending off the video here, so bye.